What up, y'all? It's your girl, Killer K, aka K Love in the building. Hey, tell me how y'all feeling. Also known as your celestial emperor, empress, or whatever you prefer. Also known as your cosmic celestial judge. So, you guys, this is going to be a really interesting video because I had a download. It's a very long story about how I had this download, but it involved me not having sleep and not eating, aka mortifying the flesh. Well, not eating in the sense of like fasting, not starving myself. But anyways, I came with this download and I started really digging a little deep and asking questions to myself, and answers started coming up. So I have some notes and I'm going to be reading. So if I'm looking in this direction, that's why. But yeah, collector, this is a really deep live. So definitely give it a thumbs up. I mean, I said live. I tried to go live and it was like kind of choppy, so that's fine. But give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any experiences of your own, or if you want to add or contribute any information to this topic. Please keep the comment section respectful. I do appreciate that. Now let's get started. So I started asking myself a series of questions to really dig a little deeper and analyze what was actually going on. And I started coming up with some amazing and interesting answers. So the first question I asked myself, what is this reality really composed of and made up of? Like, what is this that we're living in, right? A lot of people call this the Matrix. But like, what is the Matrix? Do we really understand what that is and what that means? And then I started saying, okay, we talk about a higher power and we talk about God in such a general sense. So I started asking myself, well, what if God is a supercomputer and there are commands made through this supercomputer? The commands are then carried out by the operating system of this supercomputer, thus creating the holographic universe that we know as the Matrix, or this reality. And there could be multiple realities that the supercomputer and the operating system govern over, right? But then I started looking at like this reality, and a lot of us in this reality that exist in this reality, right, are having some issues. Not necessarily with our own objectives, but issues with how things are being ran. Keep in mind, we call the government the system, right? We call this whole thing a matrix. So what if this was a virtual reality, right? And we agreed to play the game and play our parts in the game. But what I'm starting to feel is like, what if the operating system that's meant to carry out the objective, the commands of the supercomputer, what if this operating system was infected with a virus? What we know from viruses in general is that viruses need a host to continue their survival. If they don't have a host, inevitably they have nothing to feed off of. So what if the virus has infected this operating system, no different than an actual computer, and this virus is creating objectives of their own based on their own needs and their own desires, not that of the commands of the supercomputer? And we know this, like if you even look into parasites in the body, they will quite literally send signals to your brain, almost like thoughts that you think are yours, cravings, certain urges to do certain things to feed it, right? So you may all of a sudden have an urge to get a sugary snack, even though you said, I'm going to cut out sugar. And you're not sure why you just keep craving the sugar. It's because there's a parasitic energy that is feeding off of the sugar, but it's using your body to do it. And it's sending signals to your mind that you may not even be aware are not your thoughts, to get you to operate in such a way. It's harvesting your energy, getting what it needs from your energy, basically controlling your mind in a sense. So that's what I'm kind of like picking up on. in the download that I got. But I also was like, okay, well, what about the people in this virtual reality game that are awoke and conscious and super conscious themselves? Well, then what would their role be? And I realized it's the conscious reality reprogrammers, or the super conscious reality reprogrammers slash reality shifters. So these are the conscious beings that are like hackers coming in to clean out the system. But they're not cleaning out the system itself. They're cleaning out the system from the inside out, right? So I broke it down into 3 parts, and I'm going to just briefly explain it. It'll probably sound a little bit repetitive. But this is a reality that is a game that souls have been getting stuck slash trapped in due to the corrupted operating system. The operating system has a virus that creates karmic time loops, meaning doing repetitive things that don't necessarily allow souls to evolve, right? So if you're constantly doing the same things, you keep eating the sugar, you keep doing whatever this virus is needing you to do in order to survive, then you're not consciously evolving in the direction that you are choosing or your soul wants to go in, right? So, and this is also a corruption to the supercomputer, because the supercomputer is creating or making demands, expecting the operating system to carry them out. And we are a product of the reality that the operating system should be carrying out. Like the operating system is telling this to go here and this to do this, and we are the product of that reality. But as we can see, the reality is a little bit off. This virus is the karmic time lords, and I'm going to explain that in a minute too. AKA the bourgeoisie, AKA Agent Smith from The Matrix. They want to keep living but need a host, AKA the souls trapped in the virtual reality. So when I say karmic time lords, I mean a lot of us, not all, are reality shifters. That means that we jump timelines, we jump into different realities, because I don't believe that it's just this reality that's experiencing this. I believe that there's also parallel realities, parallel universes, there's multiverses, right? So